Hello.
Hi, Macy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Look at that artwork back there. I love it.
This is my music room. During COVID, I was a bit restless, probably like the rest of us.
Yeah.
So this was like a little. We have an old farmhouse, and we made this little tiny room. It used to be a guest bedroom that no one stayed in. Let me see. It's a little junky in some areas. You have the
Yeah.
clean view back here, but
Yeah.
I put my music up there, and
Nice.
I've got my books and um, album things, and I'm set up to do Zoom, and that's what I did a lot of
Yeah.
during COVID is like Zoom concerts for people, and any way we can connect and share this
Yeah.
music.
Absolutely. Where are you located?
I'm in Philadelphia. Actually, I'm in Bucks County, just outside of Philly.
Okay, so I'm in Kansas City. Are you guys okay with the whole Super Bowl thing? You did you were you upset about it? Yeah. You can be. Okay.
I don't
Listen.
watch football. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm not a sports girl at all, and my
That's
husband
fine.
watches all of them.
This is the whole problem with that Super Bowl that happened. Never ever have everyone pick against the Chiefs. It's just going to backfire. When Just letting you know. So let's get into happier things. Let's get into the music. Thank you for taking a minute out. And before we get into your music, we mentioned COVID. It was brought up. How did you survive the last 3 years, and how has it changed you?
Hmm, that's a great question. I think it made everybody it made me really go introspective about, like, just those things that we take for granted in life. Being able to go out, being able to touch people, hug people, have face to face conversations. And I think, I'm very much an extrovert. So being inside was making me go a little stir crazy.
Yeah.
I was climbing the wall. So we did concerts in the backyard and had people spaced out when it was safe to do so, like a
Yeah.
year in. We had people in the backyard, and we had it on Zoom here in this music room and outside, and I did a few safely distanced things. But yeah, I think it made me really value this music so much more, and being able to share it, value life so much more. And then we started the project in like 2021, this new album, and in fits and stops because of COVID. One day we're like pumped to go into the studio, and somebody passed away. Maybe somebody we knew, somebody my piano player knew, somebody, a friend of a friend, and he was playing at the funeral. Like, crazy stuff,
Yeah.
and hard stuff. And then I got COVID a couple times. He never got COVID, my writing partner, piano player, but just a lot of life happening in that time. So 2.5 years later, we're finally putting out this music, and I think definitely influenced by the crazy times that we've been in. Um, I wanted, we wanted, when we were writing the songs, Aaron Graves and I, to really, I don't know, do something, say something, have lift people, because oh my gosh, there's so much madness in the world. We need a whole lot of music to help that. And so, yeah. So that was kind of the mission of it, is to do something to lift people, to, you know, um, maybe inspire or make somebody have a better day, because
Yeah.
music does that.
Certainly. So Nine is the new album, and I'm curious, you know, do you think it signals a new era for you to have the world opening up and new material, chances to perform it live? How does it feel?
Sure, it feels amazing. I love people. I love this music. I love being on the bandstand and connecting with people. That's really what it's all about. That's what jazz music specifically is for me. It's about connection. It's about community. We have a really great community here in Philly, um, and well, worldwide. It's a small world. So this one knows that one and knows that one, and you're on the bandstand with this one, and they just came down from Boston, and this one just came over from whatever tour. So yeah, it's about all that. And so coming out of COVID, the world opening up, um, a lot of I hadn't written so much since my very first album in 2001. I had one song on my second album, which was Take a Closer Look. The first album was all originals, a big band kind of thing, but with all originals sort of written in the sort of retro 40s kind of vibe. And then like one song on one album, one song on a lullaby CD, but I didn't really write for a long time. And I think that internal shift that we were all going through kind of, it was cathartic for me to write feelings, good and bad, down and make songs out of them. So yeah, it just feels amazing to be, the music is out there,
Yeah.
and people are feeling it, and so far well received, and I'm grateful for that. And yeah, and just to be alive.
Yeah.
Every day I just wake like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, heart, for beating. Thank you,
Yeah.
lungs, for breathing without COVID. I mean, there's still cases of it out there, but it's, my daughter had it again, but it's much less.
Yeah.
It's like 3 day cold, or maybe 4 or 5 days, not to downplay, safety and all that, but
Yeah.
it wasn't anything heavy this time. So I'm just a whole lot of grateful right now,
Yeah, for sure.
all the way around.
Yeah. 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 So what are you
So
hoping the listener gets from this new album?
I would like them to feel something, have joy. I hope songs like From Roots, which is a wonderful Cedar Walton tune, and I put some lyrics about our interconnectedness. Feel the Music, which is about being in that moment, letting everything go for the day that we're dealing with, and just be here. Like, just be in the moment, be with the music, and just enjoy life,
Yeah.
because it is so precious. So I hope they feel something. And I have a song called Strange as the Night. It is a very, um, it's the only more serious, well, maybe not the only serious, but it's kind of the most serious on the album, and important to me because it's um, saying something about racism and society, and so that was really important for me to speak about.
So how did this jazz journey begin for you? How did you get into the music and how did it steamroll to today?
Let's see. When I was younger, I sang in pop, and loved that very much. I used to sing also in a old school R&B band, kind of a funk R&B thing, and that was fun also, a lot of fun, and dinner theater and all those sort of things. And I remember one time I had a run in Atlantic City, and I was going back and forth, long drive, and I write songs in the car all the time. In the old days before cell phone, I'd have like a piece of paper on the steering wheel. Do not recommend that. But anyway, I used to listen to jazz on the way home to chill out. I also used to really love, when I was younger, watching like old classic movies, anything where they broke into song and dance. I was all about that. And then one day I just got like an Ella Fitzgerald record, and then I found Billy, and then I found Miles, and then I found Sarah, and just, I'm still learning. I'm still learning because there's so much amazing music out there from the past, and also contemporary artists. So I don't know. Once the jazz bug got me, then that was it, and that's
Yeah,
all I wanted to do.
absolutely. It's the safe cigarette. Once you're in, you're hooked, you know? It's the thing. So
Yeah.
what was the very first live jazz show you saw that really blew you away?
Oh, hmm, very first one. Well, gosh, I don't know how to pick just one. I really
Or,
liked. I
or
really liked. Go ahead. What?
no, I was just gonna even say even an early show that was really seminal that left an impression.
Well, that's hard to say because when I was younger, I was much more listening to like Whitney Houston and Sade, and Sade's kind of jazzy, but more
Yeah,
groovy. Um, still love her, but that was kind of where I was at in my younger days. I would say more contemporary concerts that I saw. Oh my goodness, this is real recent, but I just have to bring it up. Gregory Porter. Oh
oh
my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, love him, love him. I also like Liz Wright a lot too. She
oh
just
yeah,
has this beautiful soul,
yeah.
and then on the flip side, who else? Just so many. Um, I like Stacey Kent a lot too. She has
Yeah.
a nice chill vibe.
Hmm.
And I don't know, I'm thinking I just don't see enough shows. I
No,
think I
those are
spend
great.
I
Those are
spend
great.
a lot of times like just working,
Yeah.
pounding the pavement and stuff and not really taking time to see. I would say I see more shows now in the last 10 years than I did when I was younger because I was
Yeah.
just too busy
Yeah.
hustling, getting out there,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
What was the stage that you performed on where it kind of freaked you out a little bit because you dreamed about it or it was such a big deal? You had to just be like, wow, this is happening.
Oh, many. Um, I don't know. They're all special. They're all special to me. I would say recently at Smalls in New York. It's a
Yeah.
scene. It's more of a musician room than
Yeah.
a singer room. Um, but it's such a hang. It's such a cool vibe. And a bandmate of mine and dear friend Mike Boone, who also has an amazing album out, if
Yeah.
you haven't heard it yet. And you heard it, awesome.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he invited me to come and join him and be his guest singer on the gig. And so, yeah, I've done it twice, and it's a cool room. But yeah, it's definitely a little intimidating at first, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, what is it that you like the best about being a professional musician? There's all these facets. There's recording, there's live shows, there's promoting. What do you like the best about it? What inspires you the most?
All of it. I mean, that's a blanket answer, but truth be told, all of it, because it's all part of the creative process.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, recording is really special. Each recording, so I have 5 albums now, and each one is its own. I don't know. It's my own baby, and it's a special thing. It's a special connection you have with the people that you're working with. It's different and new, fresh stories to tell, and it showcases a different aspect of who you are. I mean, the way I sang on my first album and the way I felt a story is so much different now than back then. One was like swinging big band, one was a lullaby for my baby, one was sort of like this pop jazz hybrid, but beyond style, each had a different feeling and a different vibe altogether. And I think if I was to say what I love the most about it, it's the connection with the people that I work with. It's um, that meeting of minds, that be whether it's in the studio and my writing partner slash piano player slash producer. Did I say producer? Anyway, whether it's like meeting of minds behind the glass and I go somewhere and he was like, I was just going to tell you to do that, or he said try this, and I was like, oh my gosh. Or on stage where he and Mike Boone, they know where I'm going to go sometimes before I do, and we just land in the same spot, and I'm like, well, isn't that magic? So I don't know. I like all the creative process. I also dig the marketing. It's a lot of fun for me. I like making up my materials and getting out there, like connecting with people on socials. Because to me, it's just another aspect of connection, of
Yeah.
getting to know people.
Yeah.
But of course, in person contact is
Yeah. So why do
thing.
you love jazz? Yeah.
Why don't we just
Yeah.
freedom? Um, I mean, I love it musically. I love the different aspects of it. I mean, I was on a gig last night, and the guy I was working with, I worked with a different band, not my own band, last night, and he was talking about how there are many houses of jazz, and I like that. I like that. Sometimes we're swinging, sometimes it's just laid back and cool, and sometimes it's really bluesy and gritty, and sometimes you're just telling a story, real honest and pure, and feeling the emotion of that. Um, but I also like the freedom of it because sometimes you just don't know what's going to happen on the bandstand because you know somebody's doing this and that solo inspires what you're going to sing or you're going to scat, or um, maybe I go a different turn and so they're following me like, whoa, this is a fun ride, let's try this. So I like the freedom and the just the excitement of it
Yeah.
and the realness. I think there's a depth in jazz that is not as present in some other music. And I love a lot of music, different styles, but um, yeah, there's a real depth in that music and a real sophistication in the playing as well.
Absolutely. So since we're kind of
20-year-old
bathed,
me would not have gotten
what's that?
it.
Do what?
I'm not sure 20-year-old me would have gotten it,
Yeah,
you
right,
know?
right.
Or
Absolutely. You
definitely
know,
not teenage. My teenager was just like,
yeah, yeah, I
she'd
get
much
it.
rather I sang something pop.
Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. You're bathed in nostalgia back there with Ella and Sarah and Miles. So if we get off the phone, a jazz DeLorean pulls up, you can punch in the digits and see anybody in the history of jazz. One show, where are you going?
Ooh. First thought Ella, second thought Billy.
Okay.
Um, I mean, there's a million musicians I could say. Among those would be Miles Coltrane, Hank Mobley,
Yeah.
Cannonball Adderley. I love him, and just a lot of people. But I would say first and foremost Ella.
Yeah.
I mean, she was such a performer and so improvisational, and yeah, I just love Ella. I've like worn out CDs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Isn't that
everyone,
I have to say, doesn't every singer say Ella or Billy? I don't know. Maybe they don't.
well, it all depends. It all depends. I mean, there's some surprises that get in there, but yeah, Ella definitely is on the top of the list. She is she's
Sarah and
yeah,
Carmen McRae. You know who else I dig? Dinah Washington. She
yeah.
was sassy. And
Uh-huh.
Etta James.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, the list. The
Yeah.
list
They're
of my favorites is kind of like saying, "What's your favorite song?" It's like,
right.
you know.
Yep. They're all a part of the elk. So at the end of the day, everyone has a perception of you, family, friends, and fans, but you run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Hmm. I think I'm a person that's growing. I think I'm a person that's evolving every day. At least that's what I hope to be. Coming into my own more, um, being proud to be in my own skin more. I think that's a journey. Maybe it's a more a woman thing, I don't know. But you have many roles in life, and I was mother for a long time, and I took a long hiatus, and I didn't know if I was coming back to music. My heart longed for it, but when you get into a certain mode and you're out of it for a while, you kind of go, gosh, can I still do this? Is this still in me? Am I brave enough to step on out there again after like a 8-year break in performing and 15 years between CDs?
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did. I love it so much, and I'm
Yeah.
grateful for it every day. And I'm not ever stopping again.
Excellent. So if anyone wants to pick up the new album Nine, learn about any live shows, anything in your world, where can they go?
Okay, I am very active on the socials.
Okay.
I also have a website. It's macimusic.com, MACI music.com, and you can purchase CDs there. I'm also Facebook under Maci Miller and also under Maci Music. I'm on Insta. I'm on too many TikTok, Threads, Twitter.
Oh man.
I'm out there.
Yes. Yes. Well, this is wonderful. Maci, thank you so much for opening up, giving me your story. Best of luck with everything. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.